I am Chris Biffle, and welcome to Whole Brain Teaching. This is the program tonight, April 24th, that's going to address one of the most troubling problems in teaching, the Guff counter. Yes, if you've got kids who are guffing you, who are giving you sass, you have come to the right program. Now, if you have questions tonight, April 24th, you can type them in. Our online guru, Budsley, will be using fast and furious typing skills to answer your questions. And here we go. Teaching Challenging Kids 102. This is Lesson 3, the Guff counter. We'll show you what Lesson 1, 2, etc. We'll give you an overview of the previous programs before too long. Here's my friend Biffy Bluebird.
What if someone wants a copy of these slides or professional development credit, Coach?
Biffy, that is such a good question, but I think your brother Bobby Bluebird is on top of it. Easy breezy. Details are at the end of the program. Bobby, thank you for that comment. You're welcome, Coach. And Biffy, if you have anything to help us out with tonight, just jump right on in, because I know on Bluebird Planet, you don't have any little guffing blue jays, do you?
No, Coach, we got that under control. All our schools are using the Guff counter.
All right, Biffy, here we go. Let's teach everyone on Earth the Guff counter.
All right, Coach, but could you just give us an overview first?
Biffy, I'll just do that. Here's the big picture, my friends. Take a look at the big picture. These are all the programs that we have offered and are going to offer. We've had a program on Class Yes, the 5 classroom rules, the Teach OK, the scoreboard, hands and eyes, mirror and switch. We've had programs on those. We've had a program on the scoreboard, as we showed over here. Last week was practice cards. This week is the Guff counter. Then next week, Independence, Bullseye, and the Agreement Bridge. And over here, we've had a ton of programs on language arts, math, and critical thinking. My friends, we're all about the big picture. Why are we all about the big picture? Because teachers got to teach the whole kashmolian. That's why I'm glad I was just a college teacher. I just had to teach 2,500 years of philosophy. I didn't have to teach fractions and appositives and the chlorophyll cycle. I just had to teach philosophy. But in elementary school, you teach the big picture. That's why we're trying to give a huge umbrella to cover all of your problems in the storm that education has become in this part of the 21st century. Let's go back, my friends. If you have questions, Elementary Matters, we're glad to have you online tonight. Logan, Utah, glad to have you. Oregon, excellent. Pay attention to the answers from the person in red. This is April 24th, and my incredible assistant is Budsley. Now, here's the picture. This is what you have to get straight. We do not have one year-long classroom management system. We have 7 systems. Each one employs an earlier level. So what am I saying? I'm saying it's like a living video game. Oh, you kids are here, level 1. When you say you're at level 1, they say, what's level 2? When they say, what's level 2, they're eating out of your hand. Here's a great truth. What am I going to do right now? I'm coming up to the great truth. Let's see if we have any veterans in the audience who know what Coach B is going to do right now. I'm going to take a drink, a California Clear. You tell me what I was going to do. It is on Backtalkers. Backtalkers is what we stop with the Guff counter. That's right. Here come the glasses. They're coming off. Listen to me. Here's the 3D effect. Yes, 3D effect. You have a great system in August and September, and by November, it's dead wood. Have you had that experience? I'll tell you why. Here in this hand, I have, let me get it on camera. In this hand, you tell me, what am I holding in this hand? Look, see what I'm holding? Tell me, my digital audience, what am I holding? Got to put the glasses back on. Now, I'm holding here a sea slug. Give me an a sea slug. Yes, sea slugs are used by scientists to study the nervous system because they have a nice, simple nervous system. If you take a sea slug and turn it over and you stick a probe into it, its flutes underneath will close. Probe it, close, probe it, close. Responds to the stimulation. About the 10th time you poke it, it stops closing up. It ceases responding to the stimulation. Do you see what this might have to do with our friends in class? The technical term is habituation. They become habituated to our stimulus. Are your kids habituated at this time of the spring to your stimulus? Type in an answer and tell us if you're seeing a little habituation out there. Here we go. I'm taking another drink of California Clear. Yes, they're habituated all over the country. Why is that? Because we're not using the multi-level system of classroom management. And you folks who are tuning in for Backtalkers tonight, that's what we address with the Guff counter. It's level 3 of the living video game. Level 1 scoreboard. Let's look at the levels, my friends. We got plenty of time tonight. Level 1 scoreboard, right here, is for the class as a whole. Go back and look at that video. Level 2 practice cards we did last week. That's for individual behavior. Level 3 Guff counter is for the back talkers. Level 4 is for your rebel clicks. Let's just talk about that for a second. Do you have small groups of students who have banded together against you? So here's those 3 kids. Doesn't matter where you put them in the classroom. They're banded together. They're a rebel clique. Next week we'll talk about what to do about the rebel cliques who band together against your best intentions. We call those folks by a polite name, the independents. So this week, addressing one of the big headaches of teaching, backtalk. Next week, addressing another headache, kids who work together to keep you from doing your job. All right. Now, let's check out the next screen. I feel the excitement building in the audience, and here is my friend, Ms. Linenthal. Ms. Linenthal, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Coach.
Ms. Linenthal, are you getting over a cold?
Well, I feel a lot better this week, Coach, than last week. Here's my question, Coach. What should I do if I've used the scoreboard, then the practice cards, and some students still backtalk me?
Oh, Ms. Linenthal, you have come to the right program. That's what we're talking about. Think of our system. Think of our system, my friends. Pay attention now. Think of our system as a sieve. And it's a set of sieves, and we're winnowing out the more and more serious problems. We're taking care of the easier to solve problems first so we can use those kids united behind our leadership to help the other kids who are a little bit more resistant. So, Miss Linenthal wants to know, and it's an excellent question.
Thanks, Coach.
It's an excellent question, Miss Linenthal. What are you going to do if they backtail you? back talk you. Check out the graphics, my friends. I should have, I'm sorry, listen to me. Listen. I should have told you to be sitting down with loose-fitting shoes. Yes, loose-fitting shoes. I'll let you think that over for a second. Here's to you, loose-fitting shoes. You should be wearing loose-fitting shoes because the graphics on tonight's program are going to blow your socks off. Here we go. Check out this graphic. I'm just going to give it to you with no more warning. Boom. Guff counter. Yes! How do you like them graphics, my friend? Isn't it wonderful what Coach B can do with a very, very sharp crayon and too much time on his retired hands? Yes, Kim Arnold. Now, let's talk about the Guff counter. It's so powerful, but you got to use it just right. Here's Biffy Bluebird.
What's Guff? Is that like real loud tweeting?
No, Biffy, it's not. Here's your brother Bobby. Guff is back talk, complaining, sighing, eye rolling, groaning, any disrespectful behavior. All right, here's what's great about a live digital audience. You tell me, type it in. I'm going to take a second. Give me some examples of guff. What is really getting to you? What am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? What is getting under your skin? A particular comment? Is it the sighing? Is it the complaining? Is it the eye rolling? What guff are you going through? Rolling of the eyes, shrugging the shoulders. Do we have to do that? That's lame. This is boring. I don't get it. Sucking their teeth. Ho, 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 ho. Let's see if I can do that one. If you've got a teeth sucker out there, I don't know how you've gone this far. Kids refusing to admit mistakes. But, Nancy Stoltenberg, are you online? Where have you been, Nancy? I've missed you. Side conversations. Yes. So I think that the guff is not just a California phenomenon. All right. So now we're tuned in to what guff is. What are we going to do about it? All right. You go in one day. Look at your screen now. You go in one day and you've been using your scoreboard. Now this is important. The guff counter only works if you've been using the scoreboard. So you've been marking smileys and frownies one mark at a time. And you're going to tell the kids, one, you're going to define what guff is. It's any disrespectful behavior. And you're going to use role reversal to demonstrate guff. Let's talk about role reversal. So have some fun with it. Why? Kids like to have fun. Did we forget that? So you say, all right, John, tell me to work harder. And John goes, work harder, Mr. Biffle. And I say, do I have to? It makes the kids laugh. Mary, tell me to sit up straight. Sit up straight, Mr. Biffle. I'm tired. So demonstrate guff. It's one of our most powerful techniques, is to demonstrate the wrong behavior before we teach the right behavior. Yes, role-playing is powerful. You're right, Nancy Stoltenberg. Folks, listen to Nancy and Budsley. Then ask for examples of guff displayed by other kids. Yeah, so you're not going to have a kid say, John, when John guffs you, he goes, ugh. No, ask him to talk about the other kids and other classes. Just don't even name names. Get an idea of what guff is. That's vital. Because if you're going to count guff, you got to stop everything and clear up what guff is. The teacher should demonstrate it, and also the kids. You know, I demonstrate an awful lot of wrong behavior. For example, let's say you got kids who are writing messy. So, all right, kids, I want you to write your messiest right now. Write your messiest name. Oh, that's good. Now, write your name a little bit neater. Oh, yeah, that's good. Now, write your name your very neatest. Many, many times we found it powerful to demonstrate the wrong behavior. Because if the kids are demonstrating the wrong behavior, they're within your system. Wrong behavior that you're asking for as an example is not wrong behavior. It's going along with the teacher. They're inside your system. They're doing what you ask them to do. Give me some guff. That's not real guff. That's participating with you. So yes, we do use wrong behavior very often. Now, my friends, we've demonstrated the wrong behavior. Here's our next step. How do you demonstrate? I'm sorry, Biffy.
Yeah, Coach, give me a chance here. How do you demonstrate the guff counter?
You ask a student to respond with guff when you say, please sit up. Ooh, deliberate guff. That's Bernadette Bluebird down there. Ooh, deliberate guff. Good to have you on the program, Bernadette. Oh, good to be here, Coach B. Now, so this is what it looks like, my friends. You're going to go, all right, Mary, I'm going to say, please sit up, and you give me some back talk back. So you're going to go, yada, 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 yada. Mary, please sit up. I am sitting up. If you pick the right kid, they will give you some guff. So get some examples of guff. Now, here's your next step. Understand, my friends, that you have written the word guff on your scoreboard. You've written level 3 on your scoreboard. The child says, I am sitting up.
The student answers with a whiny voice, I am sitting up. You say, great guff, 4 words. And then you mark 4 frownies in the guff counter.
Whoa! Check it out. Let's just stop right here, taking off the glasses. Now you see why we have the levels. You see why in August we're not so concerned about guff because we know we have something in our back pocket that will take care of it in September, October, November. Yes, my friends. So you're marking a mark here for frowny, marking a mark for smiley, more or less recess, 1 minute at a time. You've always just been marking 1 mark at a time. You hit the guff counter. The kid demonstrates 4 words of guff, and bingo, bango, bongo, bingo. 4 marks on the frowny side. 10 minutes of recess just went down to 6. You've got their attention. Do you want their attention? Yes, you do. You would not be tuned in tonight if you were not suffering from an onslaught, a rain of guff. That's why many times we say whole brain teaching is a big umbrella. It protects you during the storm, and it can get stormy, the storm of misbehavior. I just thought up that analogy right now, my friends. I would like a 10-finger woo. I've talked about whole brain teaching as an umbrella, but I've never brought it into the storm of misbehavior. Yes. All right. Let's get back to it. Now, you mark the 4 frownies. It has a shocking effect on your kids. Here's Miss Lindsall.
Sounds great. Could you go over that one more time?
Be happy to, Miss Lindenthal.
Thanks, Coach. I really appreciate your patience. This is important.
You are right. Here we go. Add level 3 and guff to your scoreboard. Explain that guff is any disrespectful behavior and demonstrate examples. Ask a student to respond with guff as a sample. Tally 1 frowny mark for each guffing word. Now, we're not done. Don't turn off the program now. Because if you use the guff counter as I described it, it's going to blow things out of whack. So pay attention. We're not done yet. If all you did was put 1 mark on the board for every word of Guff, in half an hour you'd have 30 frownies. Are you with me there? You see what I'm saying? We're not done yet. Tune in. Stay with me. Stay with the coach. All right. What if the Guff is nonverbal? A lot of Guff, you know what, Tricia? A lot of Guff is nonverbal. You decide how much Guff that is. You say, Guff mark for every second of it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not done. Brainiac teacher, I am delighted to have you. Nancy and Budsley, the Brainiac teacher, is one of our new interns from the East Coast. She is a 2012-2013 intern. Pay attention to her, my folks. All the names in red. Now, let's go to the next slide.
What's the next step?
Explain. Students Guff because they believe they have the silent support of the whole class. So, the whole class should get a frowny. Then role play a good student. Say, but Mr. Biffle, we don't support the Guffer. You with me? It's a little drama that's unfolding here. Think of it as a drama. First, you put level 3 Guff counter on the board. Second, you demonstrate the Guff. Third, you get a kid to Guff you. Fourth, you put a mark on the board for every Guffing word. And then you say, well, boys and girls, maybe you feel like that's not fair. And many kids are going, yeah, it's not fair. We didn't Guff you. Already they're on your side. Yeah, we didn't Guff you. So then you say this. You say, well, you know, maybe some of you are thinking that you don't support the Guffer, so you shouldn't get those marks. And you say this. Tell your neighbors, I don't support that Guff. Every kid, even the habitual Guffer will say, I don't support that Guff. You with me? You're getting him into this Guff drama. Now, here we go. Let's look at the next screen. This is a long screen. I'm going through it slowly. And Kate Boski, Kate, you can put your name in red. You are one of the inner circle. Another of our new Whole Brain Teaching Interns 2012-2013. Brainiac and Kate Boski, you need to get to know each other. You're both back in the same area. Here we go. Biffy Bluebird. I'm not going to do Biffy Bluebird's voice. I want you to pay attention. Then demonstrate the please stop. Ask a student to demonstrate Guff, and your students hold up their hands rapidly and exclaim, please stop. Practice this several times until the please stop is loud and fast. Here's how it works. You're still playing. You say, I'm going to tell Mary to sit up. She's going to respond with Guff. I am sitting up. And as soon as you hear that, class, you say, please stop. They love to say, please stop. So practice that a few times. They'll be a little slow and timid. And you say, listen, there was this much silent support before you all said, please stop. I need that much silent support. When you hear the Guff, if you don't want Guff marks on your side, you say, please stop. If you're really fast, maybe you'll get a smiley mark. Kids are 100% on board on this because what do they want to do? They want to tell some other kid what to do. That is deep within their DNA. They want to be on the right side of the law in the majority. It's mob rule for a benevolent purpose. I'm coming up with some great quotes tonight. Would you write that one down? Mob rule for a benevolent purpose. I'm just going to stop and savor that one with a shot of California Clear. Now, Kids are on top of the please stop. Let's go over the next little screen. When you hear me say that sounds like Guff, then do the please stop and no one but the Guffer will get a penalty. Kids will love stopping the Guffer. Soon they will be too eager. Then explain, only use the please stop when you hear me say that sounds like Guff. All right, here's what will happen. Kids buy into this. They have no reason not to buy into it because they want to tell someone to stop. Suddenly it isn't a kid guffing you and silent support. It's a kid guffing you and then everyone united in support of you saying, please stop. And kids will get so far into it, they'll be please stopping kids all day long. We know that. We've taught before. We've watched this little drama unfold before. They haven't. So you say, kids, you're doing a very good job with the please stop. But now I only want you to do it when I say, that sounds like Guff to me, or when I say, where's my marker? Use those as the cues, and as always in everything, give the kids some practice lessons in, oh, that sounds like Guff to me, please stop. Now, Nancy, Budsley, Brainiac, Kate Boski, if you have experience with the Guff counter, share it with the folks here as you type along online. Exceedingly powerful. Kate, it sounds like you agree. And Madison, you understand. You know what? Can this lead to bullying or picking on the kids? Look, my friends, we hate bullies. And if it leads to bullying, then that breaks rule number 4, make smart choices. It breaks rule number 5, keep your dear teacher happy. It doesn't address what we can do with the practice cards. And you're in charge of it. You're only going to have the children say, please stop when you ask for it. And that child should stop you. Should be stopped. Quickly, firmly, humorously. Yes, my friends, this is very, very powerful. And the Guff needs to stop in American classrooms. We can't get through our lessons because you know what? Here's what happens. Tell me if you've seen this. A kid says, do we have to? And another kid says, that's lame. And another kid says, yeah. Guff spreads like a virus through the classroom. Yes, I agree that no child should be left behind, but I also think no child should be permitted to hold other children behind, and that's the virus of Guff. Tell me if you're on board with this. Tell me, you understand what I'm saying? They derail the whole lesson, that's right. What are we trying to do? We're trying to teach them. We're trying to help out. Now, here's a little summary. Thank you, Amy. Demo the Guff, demo Guff marks, and demo the please stop. That's your little role playing. Never make Guff marks. This is huge. You're going to miss this. You're going to miss this. Don't miss this. You know what I'm going to do. Come on. You know what I'm going to do. I'm waiting until you tell me what I'm going to do. Yes, you are right. The glasses come off. And I'm going to say hands, 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 and eyes, which I almost never say online. Once you've made the demo of the Guff counter, you're never going to make marks in the Guff box. Why? Because you won't have to. If the kids are not saying please stop fast enough, you say, oh my gosh, that sounded like Guff. Give me a please stop. Please stop. If you make marks in the Guff counter, you're going to throw your scoreboard kablooey. Remember, on the scoreboard, we always keep the difference between smileys and frownies within 3. What if the kid says 10 words of Guff to you? You see what I'm saying? You demo it, You tell the kids the truth. You say, you know what, even though that Guff counter is up there, we don't ever have to have any marks there. If you'll ask the kid to politely and firmly, please stop. So get that whole drama in your mind. Explain the Guff. Get a demo of Guff. Guff points for each word. Do the please stop and then tell the kids, you know what? You're doing good. I don't think we'll have to use the Guff counter if you come in real fast with the please stop. Veteran teachers, if you're out there, you've been using this, help out the newbies. How do you use this in middle school? It's fantastic. It's fantastic in middle school. I use it in high school with I use it in college with real tough kids. And my college classes were 50 minutes long. I use the scoreboard for extra credit or Dexter credit. What's Dexter credit? Dexter credit is you guys have got, as a class, if you work harder, if you work extra hard, you get extra credit. You don't, I subtract from your extra credit pile. College kids, high school kids, middle school kids, they will jump off a cliff for extra credit. They won't jump off a cliff for a 50-point test, but you say, oh, this is extra credit? It just blows their mind. So I use the scoreboard, and then I say, you know what? I'm here in Guff. I'm taking points off of everybody's extra credit. Boom, please stop. It works better in middle school because middle school kids like to cap on each other. We're saying, go ahead. Use that peer pressure for a benevolent purpose inside our system. That's what a good society is that when we're working together to change the behavior of someone who's following up the system with their individualistic concerns that are purely negative. If that child had a bad day, then take them aside, or if they're guffing you a lot, take them aside and talk to them one-on-one. But you have to get through your lesson also. But the thing is that you're never going to actually use the Guff counter. Extra credit, 1 page more, 1 page less of homework. Now here's the screen. Never make the Guff marks. Notice it's in yellow. 1 mark for every word of Guff will throw your scoreboard out of whack. Train students to say please stop on your cue. So here's the big picture, my friends. The big picture. The classroom management system is like a living video game. Now, when do you start this? Let's just talk about, how you do this. You can do this whenever you want. The thing is, you've got to keep in mind, as we say over and over again, it's a long year. If you're using the Guff counter in August and September, what are you going to do in January and February? We've only got 6 levels, my friends. So you need to space this out. Here's our suggestion. Stay with the scoreboard till after Christmas. Yes, that long. Then go to practice cards, then Guff counter, independence, the bullseye game, and the agreement bridge as needed. So you'll end up the year before your classroom management system runs out of gas. Anybody's classroom management system out there in Michigan or Wisconsin or Florida or Texas, is your classroom management system running out of gas? Are you using the color card system? Wait a second. I hope you're not using the color card system. Because if you're a veteran teacher, you know the color card system has some massive problems with it. You're having kids turn cards. You can't keep track of what kid did what for which card. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you're not going to let a kid go up and turn their own card, are you? That's giving the disruptor the spotlight. We need a system like practice cards, of course that was last week, where individual students get individual attention for individual behavior. All right, my friends. Now, what's coming? Next week, Rebel Clicks. Let's just see how let's take an instant poll here of our digital audience. Who's got Rebel Clicks? Where are you? And what grade level? By Rebel Click, I mean 2 or more students who work together to resist instruction, to follow their own agenda as opposed to the educational agenda. Tell me about it, my digital audience. 2nd grade in Oregon, yes. Group of friends. 7th grade English, New Jersey. 6th grade, New Jersey. 6th grade. 4th grade in Arizona. 6th grade in Indianapolis. Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, 4th grade boys. 1st grade New Jersey. Come on now, you can't be having Rebel Clicks in 1st grade. 3rd grade New Mexico. Oh my goodness gracious, a lot of Rebel Clicks out there. Yes, my friends. All right, so that's next week. Here's, it's hard for me. I can be patient. I mean, I got to be patient as a teacher. It's just, you know, that's what you are as patient. But I'll tell you what, when you've got 3 or 4 kids who are diligently doing everything they can get away with to make your job harder and to stop the instruction of kids who desperately need instruction, we need to address that. Let me just talk a little bit about our strategy here. Here we got 4 kids. It looks like they're united. But if you look at a Rebel Click, this Rebel Click, the alpha dog in the pack, the alpha dog rules by fear, intimidation, reprisal, and occasional reward. They're struggling amongst each other. And they're a Rebel Click because they are verbally talented at aggression. So next week we're going to show you how to take these highly talented verbal aggressors and use that twisted skill against each other. So instead of the Rebel Click radiating disruption, they implode. And kids are forced for their own happiness to leave the Rebel Click. Can you dig that? Can you dig it? Can you believe it? It'll happen. You have some highly talented verbal aggressors, do you, Jones? Nancy, have you ever used the independents? All right, I hope to see you next week. We're not quite done yet, folks. Here is Ms. Linenthal again.
Gosh, the Guff counter sounds great, but how could I get professional development credit for this broadcast and a copy of these slides?
Ms. Linenthal, I'm glad you asked. Here's the key. This is program 524. 524 is our program code. You go to the PayPal button at wholebrainteaching.com. Send me $5.24, and often within minutes sometimes, I'll send you an email with a professional development certificate and a PDF copy of these slides. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at where we're going here. So up here towards the top of the screen, here's PayPal. PayPal, $5.24. I send you a copy of all the slides and professional development certificate. Switek, I remember you from last week. You have the greatest questions. But wait until next week when we talk about the Rebel Clicks. Senior Dickey, it's up to you. It's your classroom. But if you have some rules that are working for you, then experiment with integrating this. Let me show you a couple of things here, folks, that are going to help you out. A couple of things. Go to levels. You see levels? Right here, I'm going down to level 3. You see that? Click on that. And there's some information about the Guff counter. Also, go up to free ebooks. Get the book Whole Brain Teaching for Challenging Kids. There's a whole chapter on the Guff counter. And Nancy, you are so right. There is no fun on Independent Island. It's so lonely there. Let's go back. And folks, can I tell you something else? Can I just tell you something else? Because we've got a little bit of time here. Does everybody notice this? You see these videos here? You see them? Did you know that if you click on this little button right here, it scrolls a bunch more videos into view? Like about 20 more videos? Tell me, my friends, if you've seen that. Because I think it's bad design and we can't fix it. Nancy, you've seen it. Madison, you've seen it. But have you seen it before? So you're hip to the fact that there's more resources there. All right. I love doing this. You know what? I'm retired. And I'm in teaching heaven. That's where I retired to. I retired to teaching heaven. Here's a certificate I'm going to send you. 524 with the fancy blue border, a front and a back. And there's our whole brain teaching pyramid. Free videos, free conferences, free materials. Notice on wholebrainteaching.com, I've only said this a few times. I'm going to say it right now, my friends. Have you noticed? I don't think you have. Have you noticed that on wholebrainteaching.com, there's no stinking ads, no pop-up advertisements, no nothing? Could I get an 11-finger woo for that? Woo. Whoop. That's the 11-finger woo, my friends. So that's how we do it. At the bottom, it's the 7 teaching techniques. And then here is our year-long classroom management system. And on top of that, basic skills. And that leads us to learning heaven. All right. We actually, this is going to shock you. I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're sitting down. We actually have online put up some dates for conferences. Can you believe that? Look, I'll be in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, April 30th. That's next Monday. The 5th Annual Whole Brain Teaching K-12 National Convention. 3 days. It's going to be a biggie. 7 Whole Brain Teaching All-Stars. Yes, I said 7. In Pineville, Louisiana. That's in the center of Louisiana. Hosted by the wonderful folks at Louisiana College. And then the Midwest Conference is coming up July 11th near Canton, Ohio. And my friends, I just got confirmation today that we'll be in Union City, Missouri in July. So big doings coming up this summer and some local ones as well. All right, folks, fantastic program. I just felt the digital vibes. We have some stuff coming up in California. But listen, if you want a conference, I'm not doing anything. Don't you want me to come? Help you out? Get an administrator in a headlock. Give them a noogie. Get them to send me an invitation. I don't just drop in anywhere. And you know what? If your school district doesn't have any money, truly don't have any money, because, many cases, they're shelling out big bucks to the slick-haired consultants. The whole time they say they got no money. But if there's zero in the budget, get a principal to send me an email. I'll show you the address again, my friends. Get a principal to send me an email. Maybe you could win a free Skype session. When I say free, I mean free. The email address is right there on the screen. chrisbiffle@wholebrainteaching.com. In fact, what we're going to do is, because we're not digging Skype, we'll just go live at wholebrainteaching.com. And your teachers can tune in, ask me questions, send me questions in advance. Kate Boski, you're coming up to a free Skype session, aren't you, Kate? All right, my friends, you know how we finish up. It's just so much fun. This is how we finish up. All right, a torrent now. A torrent. Who are you, where you're from, and the number of exclamation points indicates how excited you are about the Guff counter. So let us know. Who are you, where you're from, exclamation points shows some excitement. And go, let it flow. Oh, geez. Woodbridge, New Jersey, Elkton, Kentucky, Arizona, New Hampshire, Milton, Delaware, Maine, Missouri, Arkansas, Gig Harbor, Walla Walla, Becca, Oregon, Albuquerque, Indiana. Yes, San Diego. Well, you guys are good exclamation markers. Hollister, great one. Georgia, South Carolina, San Bernardino. Stephanie, you can't have any challenging kids in San Bernardino. Baltimore, to the Googleplex. Kansas City, Melissa. All right, my friends. I know I'll see you next week. Coral Springs, Florida. Clay City, Indiana, Illinois. Notice I said Illinois, not Illinois. All right, my friends, as we say every week, listen, I hope you can come to Wichita, Kansas. Anybody out there coming to Wichita, Kansas before I sign off for good here? Wichita? Anybody? All right. Yes. All right, my friends, this is what we say. Power to the teachers. God bless us all. It's Coach B signing off. Until next week, we bless each other, my friends, as our kids bless us. So let us bless them. And good night.